Good morning. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now help me welcome Laura with today's announcements.
Good morning, everyone. And happy Friday. Can we give it up for the fact that it's Friday? Today's January 26th, and it's a green day. Attention juniors, be sure to submit your 2025 class gear order and payment to the main office by the end of school today. Today is the last day to sign up for the Dartmouth hockey game tonight. The bus leaves Brantview Drive at 5 p.m. Please sign up in Resident Life with Ms. Fenoff. The cost is $5. Happy birthday today to Stephen Liu, Edgar Pereda Fernandez, and Casey Thibodeau. Happy birthday tomorrow to Casey Calkins and Andrew Harden, and on Sunday to Kevin Lau, Caden Walker, and Daniel Zhang. A special happy birthday today to Mrs. Smith from the entire 9th grade class. Happy birthday. Today there's JV and varsity girls basketball versus Burlington, 5:30 and 7, and varsity gymnastics home at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, there will be wrestling at Concord, New Hampshire at 7 a.m., indoor track at UVM at 7 a.m., bowling is a home game at 8, Nordic skiing at Montpelier, JVB girls basketball versus Spalding at 11 a.m., JVB boys basketball versus Lamoille at 12:30, varsity girls hockey versus Burr and Burton at 3, and varsity boys hockey at Missisquoi at 7. Thank you and have a great weekend.
We do have a few late announcements this morning. The St. Johnsbury Academy Nordic boys and girls teams beat Burlington High School at their Walden course on the 23rd. The girls were led by Tilly Lang and Anya Moriarty's 1 and 2 finish. Kate McKenzie and Maddie Blanchard completed the scoring. The boys won their first race of the season, beating Burlington in a tiebreaker. Sisu Lang won the race handily with Levi Breton, Sam Martin, and Nick Reed completing the scoring. Nathaniel Bernier's 9th place finish secured the win. The girls are still undefeated in regular competition. Congratulations to the Nordic teams. Varsity and junior varsity girls basketball came home from BFA Tuesday night with 2 big wins. Varsity girls won in overtime, holding BFA off on their home court. The Toppers showed a gritty performance with Cassidy Kittredge scoring 23, Hayden Wilkins and Anna Ebert both win with 12, and Kai Anderson with 8. Congratulations to the Hilltoppers. And last night, the Hilltopper boys basketball team responded after a slow first half to beat Burlington 72-54. Harry Gang scored 26 points, and Rex Hauser scored 25 points, and Rex also grabbed 17 rebounds. The team plays next on Monday at home versus BFA St. Albans. Congratulations. Often we dedicate our precious few minutes each day in chapel to celebrating you, our students. As an administration, though, today we're hoping to spend a few minutes of our time recognizing 3 of our educators, 3 people of the many who take such incredible care of you. To recognize the first teacher, please help me welcome Mr. Jolliffe, Dean of Faculty.
How many out there aspire to be teachers later in life? Look at all those hands go up. We're in trouble, folks. Many of you in the audience have probably never considered a career in education. When I was your age, I certainly hadn't. In fact, I'm sure I would have rolled my eyes at the mere suggestion of becoming a high school teacher. Yet here I am today. So why don't more people aspire to teach? Maybe it's phrases like, "You're just a teacher," or "Those who cannot do, teach." Maybe they have heard the work is too hard, the pay too little, the hours too long, and the responsibilities too much. Imagine spending your day teaching the intricacies of poetry or physics while also policing earbuds and iPhone use. Many of you will chase careers that will benefit society in a multitude of ways. You will create art, respond to our country's need for qualified nurses, doctors, and medical technicians. You'll tackle critical jobs in the trades that keep our communities humming along, serve our country in the military, or solve the environmental problems of our time. But we have an educational crisis at hand, one that grows more dire each year. The one thing these different pathways have in common is that they depend on teachers. For me, the greatest crisis in our country is the decline in the number of young people willing to enter the career. We need excellent people to become the next teachers to ensure we move toward becoming a better and more perfect society. We need teachers to help us make sense of the world that we live in. We need teachers to provide young people with the tools necessary to navigate life and ensure the generation following you is even greater than yours. So it is with this in mind that I want to honor a peer who thankfully took on that challenge, and we're all the better for it. She, like all the other teachers in this room, chose the selfless path to serve others as a teacher. Education, I suspect, to her is a calling, not a profession. For those of you who have had her as a teacher, you have seen evidence of this every day in class. Her peers and I admire her commitment to working one-on-one with her students in the classroom and after school and conference period. Her commitment to designing engaging lesson plans, her commitment to her advisees, as well as her commitment to teaching the whole student as a softball coach, a proctor in the residential life program, and a fan willing to ride a bus with students all the way to Boston to share her great love of the Red Sox. The University of Vermont honors teachers like Crystal Minier each year. And at this year's 43rd celebration of Vermont's outstanding educators, Ms. Minier was honored for her work with students. Of the teachers honored, they said this: "Each day you help students develop skills to become more creative and more humane. We recognize the long hours, patience, perseverance, and passion that define your important work. We honor your commitment, your successes, your trials, and the powerful impact that you have on the students of Vermont and on our future. I want to honor and thank Mrs. Minier for her work at the Academy, and I want to challenge you to entertain the idea of just maybe pursuing a career in education. We need dozens, if not hundreds, of Miss Miniers in the Northeast Kingdom alone. And while accolades are nice, what's even nicer is when students choose to follow in our footsteps. It is with great admiration that I call to the stage Miss Crystal Minier to be recognized as St. Johnsbury Academy's Outstanding Educator of the Year. All right, how many of you are going to become teachers now? A couple more hands. All right, have a nice day, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Jolliffe, and congratulations. The next two teachers we're going to celebrate were actually nominated for the same award, the pair of them. And when you learn more about the award, I think you'll understand why each of them were nominated. Under the direction of the National Life Group Foundation, Life Changer of the Year is an annual program recognizing K-12 educators and school employees across the country. The program celebrates those making a difference in the lives of students by exemplifying excellence through their positive influence and leadership. Since 2011, more than 7,300 school employees from more than 2,000 school districts have been recognized, and more than $720,000 has been awarded to schools and school employees. This year, St. Johnsbury Academy is incredibly honored to have two members of our community recognized as nominees for this award. Jamie Ryan, the Director of Residential Life and an advisor here, and Karen Stark, a teacher in our Boarding Guided Studies program and an advisor. As part of the nomination process, students past and present, parents, and community members can post comments about these two educators. The comments posted on the Life Changers website show the importance of these two incredible teachers to their current students, parents, alumni, and their colleagues. When Dr. Howell learned of their nominations, she shared the following message that I want to read to you this morning in her absence. The amount of positive energy, gratitude, love, and kindness you, Mr. Stark and Mr. Ryan and Mrs. Stark, put out into our world every day makes all of us better. You change lives by never giving up on any student you believe might be ready to learn something, even in an especially tough lesson. You balance accountability with care and genuine education for students. Instead of moving to exclude students who are struggling from the community, your first instincts are always to move toward them and see if our help can make a difference. You have positively influenced the lives of hundreds of students in your careers, and we're proud to have you recognized and grateful that we get to claim you as the life changers that you are. I would add that Mr. Ryan and Mrs. Stark's unequivocal belief in students and in the power of learning moments big and small is also part of why they're so special to our community and to the hundreds of students who have been fortunate enough to know them. Because this is ongoing, I don't have plaques for them, but I would appreciate if you would help me welcome Mrs. Stark and Mr. Ryan so you can give them a proper round of applause.
Thank you. Awkward and confusing. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mrs. Stark and Mr. Ryan. To our students, this morning you've heard about the accomplishments of 3 dedicated teachers. And as we wrap up chapel, I want to take a moment to honor not just this trio of teachers, who are no doubt incredible, but all the teachers who have touched our lives in profound ways. From the ones who sparked our passion for a subject to those who believed in us when we doubted ourselves, each teacher has left an indelible mark on our minds and our hearts. The best teachers challenge us to think critically, encourage us to dream big, and empower us to be the best version of ourselves, whomever that might be. They cheer for us in our triumphs, but they also stand by us when we struggle. And in doing so, they shape not just our academic life, but our character and our values. In recognizing teachers for a few minutes today, I'd be remiss if I didn't also acknowledge the sacrifices they make and the challenges that they face, often behind the scenes. Whether it's grading papers late into the night or attending professional development sessions during their breaks, the very best teachers go above and beyond to ensure that we receive the best education that's possible. Beyond the textbook and lesson plans, our teachers are much more. So before I dismiss the faculty this morning, please give our teachers one more well-deserved round of applause. And with that, faculty. Seniors. Juniors.